right, everybody. Welcome to the Rebels 100. Welcome to your Goatlocker Retro Cup Series presented by Valvoline. I'm Eddie Smith, and this is Rebel Racing Network. And I'll tell you what, we're in for a treat tonight or a nightmare. Who knows? We might be a little precursor to the Nightmare Cup tonight as we put the 87 cars at Bristol under the lights. 30 cars. It's going to be a wild one tonight. Hopefully we'll see some good racing. If I had to bet, I'm going to say it's going to be a caution-filled melee. So we'll see what happens tonight, but looking forward to it. And, of course, we're going to call it the Rebels 100 to 100 laps. Not that much time, so you're going to have to get up on the wheel and get your way up front. But yeah, so tonight we're doing things a little bit differently. We've got a full field. Got a full group of drivers. However, we're going to actually, because of Bristol being such a short track, and we're trying to keep the race relatively clean. Tonight, we're going to do 30-car field. So right now, we're having qualifying as we speak, and we're going to set the grid by the way of the top 30 drivers going to make it into the show. And so far, we are under qualifying. And looks like right now, Justin Wickoff is on the bubble. And you can kind of see as it, if it ever splits back down. But there you go right there. You can see who's on the bubble, who's going to make it in the race, who's not going to. We're going to have a secondary race after the fact for anybody who misses it. But yeah, so just trying to keep the fields kind of down to where we're not putting 43 cars on Bristol. Try to do the best we can to keep it clean. So tonight, the top 30 drivers going to make it into the show, and we're going to have a hell of a good time. So getting ready to get this going. But let's go ahead and talk about the track. We got Thunder Valley here, Bristol Motor Speedway, half-mile oval. Banking is progressive. We're on the new track, obviously. Most laps led, Cale Yarborough. Most wins, Darrell Waltrip. But I think we all know Bristol, and I think we all know what it's capable of. And tonight we're probably going to see all of it, as these cars are going to be extremely, extremely difficult to get around this track. And we have about a minute left in qualifying. And so right now on your bubble, like I said, Justin Wickoff able to make it into the race just barely over Brandon Wallace, it looks like right now. So going to have a stacked field of, man, it's a whole list of great guys that are in the race tonight. You see Ronnie Osmer, no doubt about it, on top, with Patrick Drabick throwing down a really fast lap time as well, almost identical, just barely behind. And Zach Wetsign right up there as well, and Jared Reed. So guys that we expect to see up front. Garrett Kinder, glad to see him back. He is up in 6th. So it's interesting tonight with this qualifying format. It makes it a little bit different because you have to really be careful. You got to get as much speed as you can get, but you also can't hit the wall. You can't have any issues. And so if you have that type of issue, it can invalidate your lap time and you not make the field. So warm-up is getting ready now. So we're going to clear the field out and get this thing ready to go. So we'll take a short break while we get ready and get this stuff going. So. talk about some drivers tonight. Just talk about as we're waiting on the warm-up to finish. A couple guys I expect to see. I expect to see Garrett Kinder do really well here. A lot of folks here are going to be extremely difficult to beat, and going to be exciting watching them drive up through the field. Folks like Matt Telder, Ronnie Osmer are going to be starting in the back tonight. Going to be interesting to see how they manage that, make their way, dodge trouble, and get to the front if they can. It's going to be difficult. Looks by the looks of it, and talking to some drivers beforehand, it looked like the car early on is sort of dragging on low tire pressure, so you have to be careful that you don't let that catch you off guard, especially early on in the run. See the Goatlocker boys, Ryan Pendleton and Patrick Drabick. I expect to see them up front. Patrick's outside the front row. Should start up front. But I expect Ryan to be extremely competitive. He can stay out of trouble. Brandon Pollock's another one that, you know, it's kind of a wild card. I think he's really fast. Shows a lot of speed in a lot of places. If he can stay out of trouble, keep his car straight, keep the car out of the wall, I think he's somebody to look out for too. Dakota Camper as well is always a strong pick. So lots of drivers in the race tonight. I feel like we've got the top 30 fastest drivers doing it this way. So we've got they've got a lot to look forward to. I think it's going to be a good race. Luckily for these cars, you can get to the wall and bounce off the wall and don't get too much damage. You see those sparks coming out of the Dakota Camper's machine as he goes in the corner, and that car leans over to the right side. About 45 seconds, and then we'll get gridded up and get going tonight. 100 laps. Not going to be long. This is one of our shortest races. Bristol, of course, the possibility of a lot of cautions. It's a tough track. It looks like it's wide, but it's really narrow in the corners as the car just really sets up top on the progressive banking. So, going to see a lot of issues trying to pass folks, I would imagine. So, expecting a lot of caution. So only 100 laps. That way we're not here forever. And oh no, looks like Matt missed qualifying, had to take care of some business. Hate to see that, but all right. Well, let's get the grid going. That's not where we want to be on the grid. Let's go up here and get the tower off. It jumped on there real quick, and let's talk about the front row. Ronnie Osmer, Patrick Drabick. You look at there at the time, dead even as they put down some really fast lap times. Row 2, Zach Wetstein, and number 3 machine, Jared Reed. Row 3, Brandon Pollock, Garrett Kinder, guys, we've talked about. Row 4, Dakota Camper, Andy Kurtz. Row 5, Steve Loving and Jason Warren. Row 6, Mickey Isaac, Hemi Giardini. Row 7, Keith Taylor and Charles Stevens Jr. Mike Steffen and Jesse Necula starting row 8. Travis Bieber, Aaron Sayer starting in row 9. Row 10, Kyle Roberts, Mike Hasty. Row 11, Josh Smith, Matt Telder. Stephen Gibson, Logan Sturgeon. Round out your 23rd and 24th in row 12. Row 13, Cindy Taylor and Ryan Pendleton. Row 14, Justin Lumpkin, Tyler Rice. And pulling up the back part of the field is Sam Wetstein, and Justin Wickoff. So we are under caution. Pace laps are going. Looks like the EOLs have been taken, so they'll go to the back. And so we've got 30 cars ready to hit Bristol Motor Speedway, and I'm excited to get this going. I hope that it's going to be a good race, but knowing how Bristol is, I just don't know. I don't know what to expect. So pace car lights are off. We're going to get ready to go green here, and I'm definitely stalling a little bit, trying to make sure everything is taken care of. Looks like the EOLs are done. That's good. Kevin Kinder in chat. Man, it's always great to see you. So Zach Wetstein, Patrick Drappis will lead us down. And want to thank Kai Shepard, Ray Page, Jason Lottridge for doing race control for us tonight, making sure that we keep everybody taken care of. Definitely a huge help. So, all right, pace car is in. We're going to get ready for the Rebels 100. Green flag is out. Really good start so far. Just watching, everybody seems to be minding their P's and Q's. Zach Wetstein actually blinks out for a second, but we're all clear down into 1 and 2 and hitting 3 and 4. As Zach Wetstein able to take the lead away. Patrick Dravic, though, right on his back bumper. Let's check back here in the back as we look at Justin Lumpkin, Tyler Rice, and Cindy Taylor. Check in on Ronnie Osmer, seeing the O2 machine, seeing if he's able to make his way up through the field. Mickey Isaac also with an EOL, so got a lot going on. But so far, so good. No cautions as of yet. We've made it 3 laps. I can't believe it. So I probably shouldn't have said nothing, but go up front. So we look at this. Good Lord. What a gaggle of cars. You see Keith Keen Taylor trying to make it work there on the bottom. But you can definitely see maybe early on the bottom might be okay, but the top side seems to be where you want to be. You just have to be careful with that wall. These cars can take a beating, but you still need to be careful. You don't want to get stuck to it, which is definitely possible. So green flag racing here, 5 laps in out of 100. Guys doing a great job so far. Fields kind of getting spread out here as the 2 leaders, Zach Wetstein, Patrick Dravic, kind of pulling away from Jared Reed here in 3rd place. And then Garrett Kinder, Steve Loving, and Dakota Camper right behind them. We're going to check in on Matt Telder and Ronnie Osmer as Telder is back in 27th. Try to find us some battles on the track. Got a nice little battle here for 9th place between Travis Bieber and Mike Steffen. Travis Bieber going to look down to the inside, but know that he was about to give up the top side. Didn't want to do that, so he jumped back up in the high line, and yellow is out as we have a big crash back here. Let's go and see what happened. First caution of the night on lap 9. Started here with Tyler Rice, it looks like. At least he was the first one I showed. Yeah, gets a run in the 73 car of Aaron Sayers. Kind of gets a little out of shape. And Tyler trying to, we'll back that up and just kind of look and see if we can see exactly what happened from Tyler's point of view. See him go down in the corner. He's on the high side. Aaron's on the bottom. Going to clip that apron a little bit. And it looks like a car was maybe slow on the top side. Not sure who that was. But one was slow, and maybe that's what was going on. Trying to maybe slow up a little bit for that machine. So first caution of the night, and so really good racing so far. We're doing dual pit roads tonight, so if you're the top 20-ish, you'll pit on the front row, and if or the front stretch, and if you're on the back half of the field, you'll pit on the back stretch. So typical dual pit roads Looks like so far the leader's electing to stay out. Probably a smart move. We've got some guys on pit lane right now. As I don't know what's going on with these cameras tonight, but it is awful. But it looks like Steven Gibson, Ronnie Osmer, Jesse Nekula, Kyle Roberts, Josh Smith, and Sam Sweatstein coming down pit road to get some service done. But everybody else electing to stay out, including our leaders, Zach Wetstein, and second place, Patrick Dravick, Jared Reed, Garrett Kinder, and Steve Loving, your top 5. So far, it looks like the car is semi-stable. Passing looks to be pretty difficult, even though I've seen folks being able to make passes. We saw a few drivers making their way up through the field. But it looks like passing is going to be difficult. And I think that the pit strategy is going to be to stay out as much as possible. You know, I don't know what tire wear is going to look like, but I would imagine that it's not too terribly bad, only 100 laps. You might come in for one stop. I think you could probably make it on fuel no problem. So if you're going to get tires, you might get them early if you're towards the back and try to take advantage of some guys pitting later on. So, but I would imagine track position is going to be king. And so without coming in and taking tires, we do unlimited tires here. You're really going to have to take care of your tires. You're going to have to be there at the end. These tires can wear out pretty quick. So. Zach Wetstein with a good start. Patrick Dravick able to get a good one. He's going to get out to his outside. It's so important for him to get that run up there. If he can clear that pass, he's not going to be able to. Zach able to jump in front of him. So almost was able to clear that. And see a battle back here for 5th and 6th place. You see that bottom line really working early as we're under caution again. It's like Tilder. See if we can go back and see what happened. Tilder. It's like the 47 of Josh Smith gets into Jesse Nekula, and the 53 machine just runs right into the back of him. Let's see from his point of view. See what happened there. Looked like that wreck was happening for quite a while. See Jesse Nekula just get a little bump there. Yeah, just difficult to get these cars slowed down and get them out of the way. Although it looks like Matt Telder was able to do a good job of getting slowed down, but Stephen Gibson not able to. So, well, under a second caution, let's go ahead and do a commercial. Let's take a break and try to get reset and see what products we're pushing tonight.
Louise Mandrell.
My hair has to have as much style as my performances. I use White Rain Mousse. It gives me all the high style of the fancy brands without the fancy price.
Oh, yeah!
White Rain Mousse. Beautiful hair at a beautiful price.
This month, the most important science magazine in the world, Omni, will present a factual report on real-life dream control. You can actually learn to make yourself dream. Choose any fantasy you wish and control its content just as a director controls the characters and action of his own film. April Omni shows you how, step by step, directly from the Dream Research Laboratory at Stanford University. And Omni speaks in ideas and language that everyone can understand. Test it. April Omni, on sale now.
Well, all right. Well, if you're looking to control your dreams, there you go. Whatever the hell that was. But Bristol doing a good job so far. I mean, you know, these were, just I don't really know what to say, but that one was just a product of somebody just getting in the back of somebody and guys just trying to get caught up and checked up. Very, very difficult to do. But so far, an extremely clean race. We haven't had a huge, massive pileup yet, so that's always good. Yeah, Ratchet my little pylon here only really shows 20, but there's 30 cars in the field, so I'll tell you who's after that. Aaron Serra in 21st, Matt Telder 22nd, Steven Gibson, Kyle Roberts, Jesse Necula, Josh Smith, Mickey Isaac, Cindy Taylor, Sam Sweatstein, and Hemi Gherardini rounding out 30. So, yeah, Mike, I don't know. These commercials are actually pulled from actual NASCAR races, and that was one of the commercials, so I had to put it in there. It is true to the time. Although I'm sure you're probably not able to get that magazine anymore. But hey, look, if you're looking to control your dreams, look it up. I don't know what's going on back here with Travis Bieber and Mike Steffen. Seems to be an issue of the 669 not knowing exactly where he's supposed to be. Race control needs to be on that. It seems like there's some sort of issue there, but not able to get it done. So we go back green though. So far, so good. Let's see who's able to make some moves. See the 13 machine starting to make up a little bit of time on that high side, really driving it in there and getting on the gas. He's going to have a nice little run here as he comes up onto the outside of Jared Reed, who's our points leader, I believe. Going to have to be a little bit patient. Looks like he's really, really fast, the 13 machine. I know Ratchet Miller, Kevin Kinder will be happy to see that, as he's able to clear Jared Reed. Jared Reed immediately getting up to the high side. So Jared Reed actually way up to the high side. Now I'll be interested to see how to make a pass if you're faster. You see that top line really dominant. You know, how is somebody like Garrett Kinder, Jared Reed, Steve Loving, how are they going to make these passes and get around these folks? It looks like it's going to be difficult. But we'll pay attention, see if we can. Let's go back here and try to find some racing. As we see Travis Bieber and Charles Stevens Jr. along with Mike Steffen working on 13th place. And you see Charles Stevens, that 88 white and orange. We'll get a little bit closer. Machine. You see he's down there on the bottom, just not able to get the run off the corner that he needs. I would imagine if he could use the whole track, it would be okay. As they wreck right behind him. Logan Sturgeon. Oh, and then we've got a big one. My goodness. Just a parking lot. Everybody just comes piling in. Sees cars just sitting in the middle of the track. And just piling right in. Let's go back and see what in the world happened there. We're actually just going to rewind it because I don't have a... I think it started with the 26 of... Let's see. Like Logan Sturgeon. So we'll go with him. Yeah, just drives down the corner and just gets into the back of Mike Hasty. And then it looks like some other drivers got, I don't know if they were trying to dodge that incident, but right in front of them, they were having the same issue. Looks like Andy Kurtz and looks like Jason Warren up there. They get together, and then it's just like a bunch of missiles just shooting through there. Just guys, it's just days of thunder. Let's see what we can see from. We'll pick Josh Smith's car and see if we can see what that looks like. From the cockpit, because it's way easy for me to look at the whole track and say, oh, we should have done this. Let's see what they can see. Yeah, I mean, and this is what we're trying to stop. Guys, caution's coming out. The cars are sitting in the middle of the track, and you see caution may not have come out yet. You see it down there at the end. It's coming through. And guys need to be able to slow down and stop. It looks like this whole backpack of guys just saw the wreck, didn't slow down one bit, just kept going. And that's what happens right there. So, yeah, Ratchet Miller said that was a Fuster cluck. No doubt about that. Well, after that, let's look and see the shakeup as had a few drivers have to go in and get their pit stops and whatnot. But so far, Ryan Pendleton, our biggest mover, or one of our biggest movers, up 21 spots, up in the top 5. Car looks pretty clean, so he was able to avoid all that damage. Charles Stevens Jr., we saw him battling out there for 13th, was able to pick up some spots. So a lot of guys are going to pick up positions, and gals. Jesse Nekula involved in that last incident. Josh Smith, Cindy Taylor, and Justin Wickoff able to work their way into the top 10. Mickey Isaac taking a wave around. So your top 5, Patrick Drabick, Dakota Camper, Andy Kurtz, Charles Stevens Jr., and Ryan Pendleton. Looks like Zach Wettstein is back in 14th, elected to come down and get tires and make a pit stop. We'll see how that goes, see if he's able to make his way back up to the front. But pace car lights are out. Don't really have a whole lot of time to talk as these laps are clicking off quick. We're 30 out of 100. Patrick Drabick going to lead us down. He's going to get a good restart here. Down on the bottom. Should be able to clear. Dakota Camper, and he is able to clear him quite a bit. And so move Andy Kurtz up to the lead, or second, as we are having another accident. Go back and see what happened there. Jesse Nekula, Charles Stevens Jr. gets collected. So a lot of those guys that made their way up to towards the front are headed back to the back. So, well, caution's starting to pile on now as guys are starting to really push the issue. With these cars being so difficult to drive, I hate making excuses for them every week, but I mean, these things are just way different than any other oval car that you drive. If you don't spend a whole lot of time and you don't race them a lot during the week, it can be really difficult to jump in and just take these for a spin. So definitely tough. In other cars that got better brakes are able to get on the brakes a lot quicker and slow a car down if you need to. Where these, you really have to be proactive and say, okay, something's about to happen. Get on the brakes, get slowed down, and really pray that the guy behind you is doing the same thing. So getting really messy. Hopefully we can get everybody to calm down a little bit. As I show people crashing back here. I don't know if that's the case though. Everything looks good. I don't know what SDK is doing, y'all. Well, Patrick Drabick in the lead was able to. He basically started on the front row. Should have had the restart. Not sure how Zach got ahead of him there. But was real patient running second and was able to hang on to that second spot. And Zach comes down and comes down to take his set of tires. Patrick Drabick assumes the lead, and so of course Patrick Drabick, a Goatlocker from the Goatlocker team. And speaking of, we have our sponsors, of course, Goatlocker Racing. That is Jamie Barkis, Patrick Drabick, Ryan Pendleton, Cody McWayne, and a couple more really awesome guys who do a lot of things for veterans. They are former retired Navy men. I don't know if that's the right thing to call it. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that, so apologize. But they are retired, and I'll tell you what, they do a lot of great work for veterans. And him, Jamie Barkus. Man, they just do a great job for guys that need something. They recently did a Veterans 48 where they donated some money, had a little fundraiser for veterans who get modified motorcycles that can ride, those with injuries and stuff. Man, it's just amazing. So he'll lead us down to green as we get ready for our 5th restart. Gets a great jump there, able to clear Andy Kurtz as they go down into the turn 1 and 2. Dakota Kemper on the bottom, going to try to make that work, but Ryan Pendleton on the outside, going to try to fill that gap and see if Dakota's in a bad spot here. It looks like Ryan's going to be able to get to his outside. That bottom line just does not want to go anywhere. As we watch this battle for 3rd place here, as we go back here and just look at this, my goodness, Garrett Kinder looking to try to make it 3 wide down, trying to find some place to go, just nowhere to go, so bottled up. Very, very frustrating for sure. Matt Clemens says in chat, some fast repairs already used up, so it should calm down a little bit. I 100% agree. You see that bottom groove? You see our leader, Zach Wetstein, there on the bottom, trying to find somewhere to go. It's just 2 by 2. There's nowhere for him to go. Mike Hasty going to move up. Is he going to be able to jump down to the bottom side? He jumps up to the top as Brandon Pollock's going to go around. He's able to save it, so we should stay green. Let's check in on some guys we haven't talked about. Kyle Roberts, Aaron Sayer, Stephen Gibson, Matt Teldon running back here. Stephen Gibson goes just straight into the wall, but keeps going. These things are tanks, so they can handle that a little bit. It looks like Stephen needs to back her down just a little bit. He is really, and he gets right into the back of Kyle Roberts and spins him around.
The yellow flag is out.
And that will bring out our yellow flags. That's going to collect Aaron Sayer as well. So Stephen Gibson, a little wild there. Hate to call somebody out, but we saw him bounce off the wall 2 or 3 times in a row, and then finally gets into the back of Kyle Roberts. Sometimes you get in here and you get excited, and hell, sometimes you just gotta just kind of slow her down, back her down, and get her under control and find a place to settle. As we are under our 5th caution, almost to halfway. So Kyle got stuck in the water barrels, but looks like he's able to get out. As pit roads picking up Stephen Gibson, Mickey Isaac, Tyler Rice, and Kyle Roberts. All those are involved in that coming down pit road. I would imagine these guys who have pitted so far, Josh Smith has come down pit road to get tires. Looks like Jesse Necula, Garrett Kinder have all made stops. I would imagine that's going to be their only stop. Everybody in front of them, Patrick Drabick, Andy Kurtz, Ryan Pendleton, Dakota Camper, your top 4, all have yet to pit. So we're going to see what those tires really mean if we can get some green flag runs and get that going. So. Yeah, I think Kyle might have been a little thirsty. Check in on Logan Sturgeon here. Logan Sturgeon up 11 spots and running in 13th position. Having a great run. Justin Lumpkin right behind him in that Ford machine. Having a great run as well. So let's give out some awards while we're waiting on this stuff to go back green. Of course, we got Chuck Pegleg Pole Award. And of course, that went to Ronnie Osmer. And I'm having trouble finding Ronnie. There he is. Right there on the screen. I was having trouble finding him on my list. Ronnie Osmer, your Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. He's had some up and down, been involved in accident, had to start in the back, but he's running 12th. So If he can be patient, be smart, dodge these wrecks, he can be there at the end, and maybe he'll be the race winner as well. So. All right, well, we're getting ready to go back green. Patrick Drabick, Andy Kurtz, front row. Ryan Pendleton with a great run up to third place. I expect to see him stay there for the remainder of the race. As Patrick gets a really good start here. Going to be able to control this race. I think it's going to be difficult to pass, and so it's going to be important that he hangs on to the spot. Ryan Pendleton trying to get up to that top side, not able to do that. Andy Kurtz is going to get a great run off that corner. But it's just... You see Ryan Pendleton going to work that bottom side, see if he can make it work, and just see the run the top side gets as Ryan tries to squeeze his way back up in there. Let's check this gaggle right here as we are under caution again. Kyle Roberts goes around. All right, come on, SDK. All right, here we go. Yeah, it looks like maybe Kyle wasn't too happy about the last incident and took matters into his own hands. Go back and watch that. And that brings out our 6th caution. So just over halfway, 6 cautions. And it's going basically like I expected it to go. Tempers flaring already. It's Bristol, short track racing. That's what kind of what you expect. See Dakota Camper coming in, getting his set of tires. It's going to put him way back in the 27th position, maybe further. So he's given up a lot to get those set of tires. We'll see how important that'll be. I think it might be a good move. You know, as guys start to wear their tires out, if anybody makes, I think he's probably good to go for the rest of the race. Right at halfway, come in and get your set of tires. If you can stay out of trouble, I think that's probably a good call. Because if guys do decide to pit, you'll just, by virtue of those guys pitting, get those positions back. So. Kyle Roberts taking an EOL, headed towards the back after that incident. But right now, all eyes on Patrick Drabick as he is taking control of this race. Checking back on Zach Wetstein there in the number 3 Superflow machine. Dropped back to like 13th or so, has gained a couple spots, but these cautions, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to get, a car and caution come out and get one more. It's green flag. It seems like we're not going to have that many green flag runs. So we'll see if he's able to make that time back up or if, Patrick's got the strategy of just staying out. Come around, get the 1 to green. Give you an update on the top 10 if you're not able to read. Patrick Drabick, Andy Kurtz, Ryan Pendleton, Josh Smith, Garrett Kinder, Jesse Necula, Steve Loving, Mike Steffen, Zach Wetstein, Jared Reed, and that's your top 10. So let's see if we can get some green flag runs. I doubt it. Seems like guys are already getting a little upset with each other and getting frustrated. So we'll see if that continues to blow over or boil over, or will it blow over? I don't know.
Green flag, green flag.
Patrick, really good start. Oh, Ryan Pendleton got a good start, but may have spun the tires or missed a shift or something and just lost all the momentum that he had. Garrett Kinder on the inside trying to make that bottom line work. If anybody can make it work, he can. You see Steve Loving there right behind him trying to make it work as well. Ronnie Osmer making his way into the picture. Go on board with Garrett Kenders. He tries to work that bottom side here. Able to get a good run off the corner. He's doing the best that he can, and just needs to be able to clear Ryan and use the whole track. He would do it a lot better. But Ryan doing a good job of holding him off. As somebody was down there on the bottom, looks like Justin Wickoff. Had an accident, was able to get it off the track though, so we stayed green. Kinder was able to complete that pass, and he is working on the inside of Andy Kurtz. And now Garrett Kinder, the high, oh, Steve Loving's going to go around, and oh my goodness, and we've got a bunch of drivers in the wall. As man, so many guys collected. Looks like Logan Sturgeon, Jared Reed, lots of guys. Steve Loving right behind Josh Smith, and the 669 of. That's Mike Steffen just gets into the back of him. Steve having to check up just a little bit for the driver in front of him. And you see guys just nowhere to go. So under caution yet again as where's Patrick Dravick? What the hell? Well, yeah, I mean, you normally get disqualified from the race after 3. Trying to see what happened up here as they were slowing down for this caution. It looks like our leader was caught up in something. I don't know what in the world happened there. I don't know if they was trying to get to pit road or what in the world was going on. Yeah, that looks to be what was happening. Looks like maybe Patrick was trying to get down pit road, and Garrett Kinder, the pace car, was kind of zooming through there. But my goodness, that's a big trouble for our leader, Patrick Dravick, as he goes around. That's the only thing I could think of is that, I mean, the only thing I can think of is the pace car was being weird about how it was going to, coming out of the pits and then just picks up speed and drives away really fast. And by that time, the pit road came open and he needed to get down into the pit road quickly because he was planning on pitting. And I just don't think Garrett Kinder knew it was coming. Just a last minute type of thing. I don't know. Sometimes there's really not much you can do. He's got to get down the pit road, and Garrett Kinder's trying to catch a pace car, and just a last minute thing probably that just couldn't have any communication. I'm not sure. I don't know. But Patrick Dravick I don't know if he's gonna need his fast repair. Probably want to hang on to that, but he's on pit. You see, he doesn't. Gets a little bit of damage fix and come out in front of the pace car. He's gonna be at the back of the field, so he's gonna have a lot to do there. Like I said, not really sure what happened there. It's hard to really tell, but we are getting ready to go back green. On the front row is Garrett Kinder and Andy Kurtz, Zach Wetstein, Josh Smith, and Ronnie Osmer right there. So Ronnie Osmer has been able to make his way back up to the front, being smart, driving like a 2-time race winner that he is, and has found his way back up towards the front. So Garrett Kinder in the catbird seat now. Of course, this whole front little group is going to be hard to beat. Josh Smith raced in quite a few of these races last season and is a fantastic driver. So we see a lot of guys making their way back up to the field. Logan Sturgeon, see him up in there, and Jason Warren as well. So the caution is out again. Jared Reed goes around. Well, let's go back and see what happened. It's like Tyler Rice was really slow. A little bit of net code there for Tyler, and he's trying to get it wrapped up, and Patrick Dravitt gets into the back end of Jared Reed. So whew. Well, all right, we have some more takers for pit road. Josh Smith and Jesse Necula, guys running up near the front, going to come down and get tires, and that's going to drop them all the way to the back. So I would imagine this would be their last stop. Really scary because at this point, I just don't think that green flag, I don't think green flag racing is something that we're looking forward to here. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this, considering they've already pitted. Andrew Kurtz has yet to pit in that 8 machine, and he is doing just fine. So I'm not really sure if I agree with the the pitting right here. You see more people coming down pit road. Cindy Taylor, Stephen Gibson, Justin Lumpkin coming down to get service as well on the backstretch. Interesting decision. We'll see how that plays out. There's only 30 laps to go. It's just not a whole lot of time. I think if you're up front, if you're running in the top 5, I think this is where you stay and just try to ride it out. If you can get to the top line, it's very, very difficult to make a pass. We saw Garrett Kinder do it on new tires, so if you got passed on the bottom and saw somebody drive off in the sunset with new tires, maybe that makes you want to come down and get them. It's really hard to say what the right choice is. I would just be worried about not having enough laps to make up the time lost and the positions lost if we end up just going caution the rest of the way. And you could also get caught up in a couple incidents. So. Still under caution. Looks like we're going to have a couple more laps, so let's go ahead and take another commercial break. I'll be right back.
Join the thousands who enjoy Stock Car Racing magazine. You get brilliant action color photography, columns and stories by drivers who win, and the men who set up the winning cars. Technical articles that explain in detail the workings of winning suspensions, components, and engines. Stories about the men behind the wheel, the drama, the excitement of stock car racing.
Call 1-800-441-3636 for a year of Stock Car Racing magazine. Less than $15. Have Visa or MasterCard ready. 1-800-441-3636. Stock Car Racing magazine.
That'll do it. Who wants grapefruit juice?
I'll pass.
It's good for you.
I know, but...
Lots of vitamin C.
Yeah, but
the taste? Here, try this. Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail. It's tangy, smoother, sweeter.
This is grapefruit juice?
It's Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail.
It's not bitter.
And it's not just good for you, it's good. Ocean Spray good.
Well, all right, we're back. 1 to go. Go back green. 28 laps to go when we get back going green. Garrett Kinder, Andy Kurtz, Zach Wetsign, Ronnie Osborne. It's going to get exciting, I think, as Garrett Kinder is going to lead the way down. Andy Kurtz with Ronnie Osborne all over the back end. Garrett Kinder gets a good little jump there. Zach Wetsign working the bottom side on Andy Kurtz. Is he going to be able to clear that number 8 machine as he is on older tires, but Andy going to make that top side work. If he can hold on to it, that top side is still going to be king. But you can definitely see the difference in tires. You see Zach really able to make up some time there, and it looks like Andy's really just holding on for dear life on that outside, trying to make it work. He gets into the wall a little bit, and I think that's going to allow Zach to clear him almost as the camera betrays me. But, yeah, Zach Wetsign up to second place. Ronnie Osborne looking down to the bottom of Andy Kurtz as well, so Andy Kurtz in trouble. Going to have to fight off these guys with newer tires, guys who are quick and making some moves up through the field. And see Zach Wetsign starting to make his way to the back bumper of Garrett Kinder here as we go on board with him, see what he can do to try to run him down. How are you going to set up a pass on somebody that has similar tires to you? He's got a little bit fresher. As we are under caution again, I got about 3 or 4 laps to try to talk about some action, and we are under caution yet again. Let's go back and see what happened. It looked like it started maybe with Brandon Pollock, so let's see if SDK can tell me what's going on. See, he was a little bit out of shape there. Gets into the corner. Looks like Patrick Dravick's going to get into the back of Ryan Pendleton. That's their teammates, and Ryan's going to end up getting into Brandon, and Brandon's going to gas it up and drive right into the 73 machine there with Aaron Sayer. And there goes the tire. See Zach Wettstein running in second, was able to get around Andy Kurtz to see if Andy decides to stay out or comes in and gets a set of tires. I think it's too late now. I think you're kind of stuck there. Yeah, Ratchet Miller says with the caution strategy, just stay out in front, you're good. Yeah, Jonah Colbert talking about pulling out in front of the field after you wreck. But right now, Garrett Kinder is your leader. Has shown a lot of speed all night, able to stay relatively out of trouble, able to get up front with some good pit strategy, being the first car on new tires, able to take advantage of some guys. Got caught in an incident with Patrick Dravick. I'm not sure who's at fault there. Like I said, I think it was just a last minute try to dive down to the pit road. I'm just not real sure. Just a miscommunication there. But no terminal damage, able to keep going, and so far is able to really bend off any challengers. So Garrett Kinder looking really good with about 22 laps to go. He's just got to make sure he nails every restart. The first couple laps, he just nailed those, and when the cautions come out, just do it all over again. So as we look back through this field, we've got Zach Wettstein, Andy Kurtz, Ronnie Osmer, Travis Bieber, Matt Telder, Jason Warren, Dakota Camper, all guys who can definitely win this race. So, you know, I feel confident that Garrett Kendrick can get this done if we have cautions one right after the other. However, if we do get green to the end, he's definitely going to have to put in the work to get it done. So, pace car lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back green. Going to go back green with 20 laps to go. So if you're going to get it done and get this win, it's going to be now. Let's see if the timbers are still flaring, if people are able to keep it together for 20 laps. Let's see if we can do that. Who is going to take home the win tonight? Garrett Kinder. Is it going to be Zach Wettstein, Andy Kurtz, Ronnie Osmer, two-time winner this season? Are we going to have a new winner? Is it going to be a repeat? We're going to find out here. Pace car comes off. Garrett Kinder should get a great restart, and he does. Zach Wettstein actually doesn't get a good one. He's going to miss a shift. Ronnie Osmer all over the back end. That's going to hurt Ronnie. Is Andy Kurtz able to get out ahead? He tries to slide up. Thought about trying to slide up in front of Zach Wettstein, but Zach had a head of steam and was able to get back by him. Great job by Andy Kurtz of not causing a huge wreck there, but he is in trouble as that outside is lined up nose to tail, and he is on the oldest tires of this group. I don't think there's anybody on the lead lap that has as old a tires as Andy Kurtz does. So he is definitely in trouble. Let's go back up front, though, as we watch Garrett Kinder able to have a nice little gap, a little 4/10 gap here on Zach Wettstein. But you see Ronnie Osborne trying to figure out a way to get around Zach Wetstein, you see how much trouble he's having trying to make it work. He's driving it hard in there, trying to get on the gas to get a run. That bottom line just not good enough to make that work as Matt Telder, a couple other guys crash. Let's go back and see what happened here. See Dakota Camper get a little bit loose there, and it's going to collect Matt Telder, and yeah, just not much anybody can do past that point. Just Dakota Camper just driving hard, trying to make it work, get sideways, was able to catch it, but just clips Matt Telder, and it's just and poor Andy Kurtz, who've been running up front all night long, staying out on those old tires. Seemed like the right call, but there on that last restart, he just kind of got behind the 8-ball and gets caught up in that wreck. So, yeah, absolutely. Jonah Culver says Andy is a class act. And I'll tell you what, I've seen out of this whole season and all the guys racing, there's plenty of guys who are super clean, but Andy Kurtz has shown the most respect. And I've said it 1,000 times. If I can have a whole field of Andy Kurtz, I would have them. So. Well, all right, well, let's knock out some more of these commercials. Looks like we got plenty to get through here as we have about 10 laps to go here.
Mom's magic meatloaf is weighing on you like a ton of bricks. Send the bubbles of Alka-Seltzer to the rescue, because speed is what you need to lift the heaviness off your stomach and relieve your heartburn and pounding headache fast. So for fast relief, let the bubbles rise to the occasion. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Try extra strength Alka-Seltzer.
When I just started
Boy,
out,
once you take
I used to come
Alka-Seltzer
down here. It's what they call the short track. It's kind of like the minor leagues in baseball. I couldn't afford to have any engine trouble back then, so I put my money down on Valvoline racing oil. These days, Valvoline gives me money to use their motor oil. Maybe they don't realize I'd be using it anyway. Let's let that be our little secret.
Valvoline. Motor oil is not just motor oil.
All right, yeah, I need a little Alka-Seltzer after this race for sure, but lights are out on the pace car. 10 laps to go. Who is going to win this race? I know Garrett Kinder is hoping for some more cautions. Gets a great restart there. Is he going to be able to hold off Zach Wetstein, Ronnie Osmer? Ronnie Osmer really going to be working on the bottom side of Zach Wetstein to try to make that pass work. It's going to be so difficult. See if he's able to make it work. As you pretty much are kind of stuck Jason Warren in the wall there. Going to lose a spot or two. It looks like Ronnie Osmer going to have to give up that bottom side idea and try to make the top work. And Zach Wetstein starting to creep up onto the back bumper, and caution is out again. Awesome. Steven Gibson. Charles Stevens goes around. Looks like he was just trying to keep it off the back bumper of Mickey Isaac, just getting a little bit too close. Yeah, I never know who to give the Mr. Irrelevant award to. It seems like a really mean award. So I don't know who to ever give it to because I don't like it. But I still need to give out the best paint scheme award, and we'll see. Go through the field, see if we can't go ahead and do that while we're wasting time under caution. A lot of these paint schemes have been run before, but who we're going to give this to? I don't see anything that that's really any different. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Logan Sturgeon. He's driven this paint scheme a couple times, but I really like the 26 car. Yeah, the 23 car is nice. Whoever painted that did a really good job. But the 26 car here, I really like this paint scheme, so I'm gonna shout it out, and we'll give it the Spiel Racing Design's best paint. So far, the Hard Look Award is definitely going to be Patrick Drabick, who currently sits on pit road, was leading this thing. Definitely going to give him the P&J Motorsports Hard Look Award after a wild incident trying to get on the pit road. Not really sure what happened. We'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, just a heartbreak there for him. See, he's still sitting on pit road. Don't know. Maybe he just has some irreparable damage. But so far, man of the hour right now is Garrett Kinder as he leads us down. Going to have about 3 laps to go. Probably going to have a non-official green-white checker here at the end, and then we'll have 2 green-white checkers to settle it. We went both green-white checkers and never saw the white flag last week. And as way as this has been going, I can't imagine that we're going to see it. Bristol, very tough. Definitely have to put a lot of time into this, and just been a struggle for these guys. They try to manhandle these cars. Some guys that haven't had trouble: Ronnie Osmer, Zach Wetstein, Garrett Kinder, Travis Bieber, Matt Telder, able to work their way to the front and stay there. So a couple guys, have had it figured out. Steve Loving there in the 27 Miller Genuine Draft car, able to recover from a spin. So, and Jesse Nicola's been up there. He's been involved in a couple incidents, but is still knocking on the door of the top 10. So, pace car getting ready to head off again. Garrett Kinder going to lead us down. Backs up the bottom line a little bit scary because Zach Wetstein's going to have that outside. He's going to open the door for Zach Wetstein. He's going to be able to clear him, though, and he does. He gets on the gas. You see that car yaw out. Zach Wetstein going to go down to the bottom. That's a scary move. If he can pull that off, that's great. But he's got to be careful, and he does. He pulls right up in front of Ronnie Osmer. Very dangerous move because if you go send off the front of his bumper, that definitely wouldn't be Ronnie's fault. But they keep it together, and so now Ronnie Osmer, you see him working that car. That car is sideways trying to work on the bottom. Zach Wetstein gets a great run, going to go down. White flag is out. Garrett Kinder goes up into the wall, but is able to keep it going and gets a great run off the corner. Ronnie Osmer going to dive down to the bottom, try to make this move, but it looks like we're going to get a checker flag as Garrett Kinder is going to win the Rebels 100. Ratchet Miller, Kevin Kinder in chat. Y'all go wild because your boy was able to pull this one off and win as we actually got all the way to the checker flag. Guys kept it together, and we saw a hell of a race there. So what a great call. What a great pit strategy to stay out front, keep that track position, and Garrett Kinder able to come home and get that win after having to fight off Zach Wetstein there at the end with a great attempt at trying to get around him. Tried to get him on the bottom side after getting a good run, and actually had to take evasive maneuver to hang on to that second place. Zach did. So as you see, the Rebels after race demo derby going on. So yeah, he did the video game move in that last corner and just sent it, and was able to hang on to it and get that win. So let's go ahead and talk to our top 3 and get their thoughts on the race as we finish up here at Bristol. Let's try try to find Ronnie Osmer. Lord, he's way down here. Hey, Ronnie, the Sadie in the booth. You got me?
Yes, I do.
Well, hey, Ronnie, man, fantastic race from you. I mean, always impressive. And I tell you what, there's nothing impressive. Having that EOL, having a start in the back. But, man, making your way to the front, you got caught in a couple incidents, was able to work, to battle through that, get up to the front, and there at the end, fighting for second place. Kind of talk about your race, how you were able to make it up to the front.
It just took a lot of patience to get up there to the front and confidence myself, and pretty much how I noticed how everybody kept running the top, so I was bottom feeding the most I could, and that's what gave me a lot of my passes. And I didn't have to run the top until there at the end when I was up front. It was a long, hard-fought battle.
Well, hey, look, man, amazing run, able to get up through the field with all those cautions and the wrecks and stuff, being able to dodge all that and showing your skill, man. On the bottom side, I mean, what was the trick to make it work that you were able to do that other guys weren't able to? Because we saw a lot of guys try to work the bottom, and it just didn't work. What did you see that those guys were doing differently that you were able to make it work?
It's really off throttle time. It's where on the top you can be on the throttle a lot sooner, help the car rotate on the top. On the bottom, it's just all about getting that car to rotate in the bottom, stay on there. You get on the gas too early, you're going to push up and wreck. If you get on the throttle too late, everybody's going to fly by you. So you just had to find that perfect limit to where to be on the throttle and keep the car going.
Well, hey, look, fantastic run up to third place. You were definitely deserved it. Definitely one of the better drives through the field that I've seen in a while. So congratulations on third place. You got anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors?
Thank all my teammates helped me out through the race. Shout out to PH Ware, guys who run this league, you for broadcasting, and hope everyone has a happy new year.
Well, all right, there it is. Third place finisher, Ronnie Osmer. Well, let's talk to our second place finisher, Zach Wetstein. Zach, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Zach, interesting race. You made a pit strategy call there to give up the lead and take your pit. Were you worried that was the wrong call, or did you feel pretty confident from that point that, hey, this is the right call, I just got to stick to it?
Man, I feel pretty good here in these cars, so I was fine with the call. I knew that there was going to be people that didn't pit for track position, but this is one of my favorite tracks for this car, and so I knew that I can make some passes, whether it was the inside or the outside line. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but me and Andy Kurtz had about a 3 or 4 lap battle where I had to work really hard to pass him on the inside. So it worked out. Me and Garrett missed a couple of wrecks that could have changed our races, and ultimately it worked out in the end.
Well, what did you need to get around Garrett there? Y'all had the same tires. I know the top line was super dominant if all things equal. I mean, what did you need there? I saw you got a good run that one time. You looked down to the inside, and you really bailed on it because you knew that Ronnie was going to fill that line up on the top side, and you really kind of stuffed it in there off the corner. Did you have anything? Did you have a plan on how you were going to try to get the win away from Garrett?
Well, to be blatantly honest to you, Eddie, I needed more laps in a row. I mean, it was just nonstop cautions tonight, and that ultimately – God, I'm using that word a lot. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound smart or anything, guys. But
it's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't want to sound smart, but that's what cost me. It's just also that Garrett's great at Bristol. You know that this is probably his best track, and so with that, along with not having really any green flag laps in a row anywhere throughout that race, it just there was almost no chance of passing him. But I was just happy to get back up to second, just like Atlanta. I had to work really hard tonight to get back there, and just glad I could get another top 3 in the series.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. It was definitely a hard fought one, and man, second place with this many cars on Bristol in this car, that's impressive. So congratulations on the second place finish. You got anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors, family, friends?
I appreciate it, man. Everybody in this league, to the commissioner, to the admins that run this busy league, basically a race every night of the week when everything's running anyways. So A lot of work goes into this league, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate that. Um, the sponsors of the series: Goatlocker Racing, Valvoline, Flexible Freight Solutions, you for broadcasting, for taking over Rebels Racing Network. It's been great so far, and I know it'll be great in the future as well. My parents and all the guys in BD Racing tonight that I raced with that kind of worked together throughout that one.
Well, all right, man. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Take it easy.
Well, all right. Well, the man of the hour, he's been on a break, but he comes back and takes home the victory. Garrett Kinder is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Eddie.
Man, come on. Well, congratulations, man. You had everybody in chat pulling for you, and secretly, I might have been pulling for you as well, as you were able to get that track position, get out front, and you never gave it back up, man. Talk to me about your race. Talk about it, and let me know, kind of what you dealt with from the start all the way up to the point you took the lead and was able to hang on to it.
Well, just like with any race, especially these 87s, being up front, having some track positions key. But, we started out and had a halfway decent green flag run and a couple little short stints there in between. So I thought it would be a good idea to come down and get tires, and it stuck me back in like 14th, 15th place, something like that. And when I realized how difficult it was going to be to drive up through the rest of the pack like it did, I said, all right, I'm not going back in unless I just absolutely have to. So, everybody played pretty cordial. I didn't see just a whole lot of this awful stuff going on. So it was really fun racing around some of these guys. It was a good time going, 2 wide. I think I even took it 3 wide at one point and backed out of it because better judgment prevailed. But it was just a fun race. I love Bristol. It's kind of one of my go-to tracks, and glad to bring home a W for sure.
Well, talk to me about that last restart. I said on the broadcast I expected it to kind of immediately go caution, but we actually got to run it all the way to checker flag, which is so no green white checker, which is amazing. Kind of talk to me about that last little 3 laps and the charge from Zach and just trying to hold him off. And I saw you did the Bristol bounce there on the on the last lap, just diving it off in there and just praying it'll stick. Kind of talk me through that last little run there.
And ever since I got up front, I was trying to restart in different spots just to kind of keep Zach on his toes. And man, sure enough, that last one he timed it really well, and I wasn't able to clear up to the wall going into one. So it was a little bit of a battle. I was able to kind of dive in pretty hard into one, get up to the wall, and then he crossed me over, got underneath, and it was just we were playing nice with each other, but we were throwing some pretty good stuff at each other. And the Bristol bounce, man, white flag comes out. I think all rules go away. In 87, you could go below the yellow line at Talladega, so why can't you do the Bristol bounce in 87? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a good time. Shout out to Zach. We ran a clean race up there. I don't think we ever made contact. So it was a good time racing around him. And man, it was just fun all the way around. Sorry, I'm not my normal energetic self, getting over a little bit of a sickness I had going on. But yeah, man, it was just fun. Glad to be back.
Man, I'm right there with you. I've been on the struggle bus tonight. Well, man, congratulations on the win, man. I think you definitely deserved it tonight. I think it's a long time coming to get you a win this season. So man, congratulations on the win. I mean, this is a big one. Being able to win Bristol, man, that's a big deal. So congratulations, and man, glad to have you back, and looking forward to see you race next week.
I appreciate it, man. You got time for a couple shout outs for me? I got to do them.
Absolutely, of course.
All right. I'll start on your end first. Thanks to sponsors for the 87 series, the Retro Cup series, sponsored by Goatlocker, Valvoline, and of course Flexible Freight Solutions. Love having all those guys on board. It's a heck of a deal. This is a very big thing we've got going, as you can tell, because our fields are just absolutely stacked every week. So having all these guys out here, it's a good time racing with them. Hopefully we can get some stuff cleaned up and get some good long green flag runs in and really test these 87 cars out quite a bit. I got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch. I just spent 2.5 weeks down there and loved every second of it. Miss being down there. Love y'all and miss you already. Ratchet Speed Shop, Big Frig, and Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep your stuff hot, keep your stuff cold for longer and cheaper than anybody else, make sure you look up Big Frig coolers and tumblers. Wolfpack Racing, Ray Page over there, good people to know. So if you haven't talked to Ray yet, go give him a shout. And of course, all of my teammates over at Reaper Racing, everybody over here at the league that makes this thing spin. Eddie, you and Davey for getting this 87 series really rolling. And man, it's just been an absolute blast. Best league in iRacing, hands down.
Well, man, I appreciate that. Well, hey, look, congratulations on the win again. Really, really fun to watch y'all. That top five was really, really, really
Oh, that was
competitive.
nuts. That was
Yeah,
nuts.
it was so much fun watching Andy Kurtz. He had a little issue there at the end. He actually was out on the oldest set of tires up there, trying to hold y'all off, and was doing a great job. So, just a whole lot of fun up there in the top five for sure. So, but anyway, man, congratulations again.
I appreciate it, Eddie. Thank you.
All right. I never know how to end interviews. It's always awkward to me, but and also end in races. But man, Bristol, lots of cautions. This series has proved with just so many drivers, so many different skill levels. It there's definitely some things to still clean up, but guys have been doing a good job of doing that, and we were still able to have some good racing at Bristol. Um, all races can't be perfect where every lap's green. You're gonna have some cautions, and you put 30 drivers on the internet in 87 cars at Bristol. For a race here at Bristol, I think it was pretty dang good. So I had a lot of fun. We'll hopefully be feeling a little bit better next week, and where we go ahead and bring up the schedule and see where we're headed next week as we get off our break and we get all this off the screen. But it looks like we're headed to Charlotte next week and for 75 laps, which should be a fun race. Going to be a tire eater. You're going to have to be careful and not wear your tires out at Charlotte. And then we had Pocono, which I actually really enjoyed the Pocono race. And then Dover. Dover last season was probably one of the best races I've ever seen. Hopefully we can get everything cleaned up and get back to that for that Dover race because I'm excited to see that. Then we hit Michigan, Rockingham, National Fairgrounds, all great tracks, and then of course at the end of the season ended Auto Club, and we'll crown our champion. So 5 races in, still 10 races left to go. So lots of action to be had. Movement on the points. Drop weeks will start catching in. We got 2 drop weeks. They'll start dropping in and being calculated about halfway through and see where guys are standing. So looking forward to the rest of the season. Obviously, come by, watch. If you don't want to race, come by and watch us and join us in chat. Always love to have everybody in chat shout you out right now. Luke Daniels, uh, Jonah Colbert, Matt Clemon, Ratchet Miller, Kevin Kinder, David Cunningham. Let's see, who else? I don't want to miss you. They were definitely the most active in chat. Mike Veith or Alex Veith. I'm not sure who it is. Okay, this is Alex, not Mike Eddie. Okay, so Alex Veith, sorry, and a couple other guys in chat. Man, appreciate y'all being being in chat, communicating, talking during the race. It sure does make it a whole lot fun because it can get lonely and boring hearing myself talk throughout the race. So thank y'all again. I want to thank all the admins for the original Rebels. Thank all the drivers. The drivers are trying really hard to get this stuff cleaned up, and I think we're improving every week. So we'll get a bigger track next week, see how that goes, and get back going. So. Hope y'all enjoyed the broadcast. Like I said, we'll be back to 100 next week, I think, and give y'all a top-notch broadcast. And yeah, so got to thank Goatlocker. Got to thank them, man. Just really being an important part of this series. Patrick Rabbit, Jamie Barkus, those guys, man, huge supporters. Big fans of them, big fans of what they do. So I always want to shout them out and talk about them and what they do. Man, great guys. They do a lot of work with veterans that I think is really important that should not go unnoticed. So I want to thank Valvoline for coming on board, being a big part of this, giving us a sort of kind of an anchor in racing. Just having Valvoline as a sponsor is such a cool deal. So I want to thank them and Flexible Freight Solutions. Davy Jones had to work tonight, but definitely a big part of what goes on here. So thank y'all for watching. Hope that if you go back and watch it, you kind of enjoyed the broadcast. I know it was all over the place, but there's a lot going on. If I didn't get you on camera, I'm sorry. I normally try to, but all the cautions and stuff, just trying to talk about the action. We'll get you next week. So thanks to all the drivers. Thanks to everybody who's watching, all the sponsors, all the admins. that do things even across the gaps, like Brandon Wallace, Garrett Kinder, Jonah Colbert, who do things for the series that it couldn't be what it is without them. Definitely want to thank those guys and William Griffith for being the head honcho. So Matt Clement as well has been a big, huge help behind the scenes. So definitely want to shout him out. So anybody else I miss, I apologize. Kai Shepard, want to thank him. Ray Page, Jason Lodridge for doing race control tonight. That's a tough job. It's a thankless job. Usually ends up people being mad